So we know the issues, we know about energy, we know about the border, we know Joe Biden doesn't know what he's doing. We know all that, we get all that. But why do this? Why do this here tonight with Legacy PAC? Because there's a whole lot of people who have the passion to save this country who need help getting off the ground.
The purpose of Legacy PAC is to save America. That's our mission. That's what we really want to do because America is worth saving.
I am by trade, I'm a cybersecurity engineer. Okay, so this is my first run in politics. We need more conservative Republicans standing up and fighting for the Constitution.
We're an America First PAC, and we want to promote and help our up-and-coming candidates, and we're going to be holding the line for President Trump.
I joined the Army at 17 years old. My first day at my first unit, which was 25th Infantry, was September 10th, 2001. So the next day was 9/11. And I spent about a total of a decade between Iraq and Afghanistan in country. So my country means everything to me. When I realized that if people like myself who don't want to be politicians don't start stepping up and taking these seats, that nothing's going to change, then I said, okay, I'll do it.
Who deserves to lead the people of this country more than those who serve this country? So I'm behind every one of them. So let's make sure we get more veterans into power. I'm all for it.
Remember why you're involved. We have to make sure people remain humble and not engage in self-glorification. You are here for one reason, and that is to save the country. Period. End of story.
And for those candidates who are looking uphill and wondering how, keep your head down, focus on the target, and outwork everybody. And I promise you, you're not gonna lose. You're either gonna win on election night or you change the game on election night. So God bless you guys. Thank you so much, Legacy PAC.
Thank you, Legacy PAC.
Under this administration, they have deliberately opened the border to fundamentally change the fabric of our country.
I'm Jared Craig with Legacy PAC. We are here at Eagle Pass, Texas, to bring attention to the border crisis, to educate the voters, the citizens of the United States, and the candidates running for federal office, the importance of a secure border.
And at Legacy PAC, we want to bring candidates here to the border to see it firsthand, because there is nothing like being here, seeing this. We saw women and children climbing over barbed wire. There is no reason why we cannot secure this border. There is no reason to keep this open. This is not humane. So we need to get Victor and all these other good America First candidates into office.
We at Legacy PAC depend on your donation and support to support these projects. We can't do it without you. So please go on to legacypac.org and show your support.
And Stan, where's Stan? Stan is with Veterans for Trump.
Thank you, Martha.
Thank you all. We're honored. I know there are so many organizations represented here today.
We're sitting here tonight, but you're going to do very well. And I just had somebody write down, first of all, James and Sarah Pritchard, thank you very much. Yes. Great job. Thank you. We appreciate all the help. Stanley and Donna Fitzgerald.
Right here, sir.
Thank you very much. It's great. It's great that you're with us. Mike Acton.
Hi, this is Stan Fitzgerald, Veterans for Trump and Legacy PAC. I'm here with Arizona legislator Rachel Jones. Good morning, Rachel.
Good morning. How are you, Stan?
I'm good today. Thank you. So first, before I get into the interview, I just want to tell our viewers, Rachel and I met on an election integrity tour. She came all the way out to Georgia to help educate our people and our college students about election integrity. And our organization finds that very important for the country. So thank you for that, Rachel.
Yes, absolutely. I think Arizona and Georgia are very similar in our fights for election integrity, and just with being swing states and being very important in 2024. And I also, any opportunity to talk to college age students who are actually trying to speak up for truth on their campuses, which is very hard these days, to be on a college campus and stand for conservative values. So I always like to encourage them to continue to stay in the fight and do what they're doing. We need that next generation to understand the dire situation we're in. So
Amazing work. Please keep it up. And Rachel, can you please tell us a little bit about your background?
well, I originally what my background, my goals were when I was a young, college age student. I got my degree in business, and I worked for UPS. It was the largest UPS facility in the Denver area back then. And then at the time, my husband at the time got a job with the Border Patrol. So that took us from Denver to Arizona, where I've been a resident for a couple of decades. I eventually, when we started having children, I became a teacher. So I was a teacher for quite a few years. And then we felt called to foster and adopt kiddos. So we took in 3 children and we adopted them. So I was doing the mom of 5 thing for a while before 2020 happened, the election. That was, we all know, to be a debacle. And so I decided to run for office and was kind of the grassroots underdog with my two seatmates. And we ended up winning our primary and then our general. And I served in my first session in 2023. So.
And I do want to point out that you are vice chair in military affairs. Is that what it's called in Arizona?
Yeah, well, military and public safety. I was very honored to get that vice chairmanship, just because it's so important to me. Both of my sisters are actually vet wives, military wives. Unfortunately, my oldest sister, her husband, he committed suicide 5 years ago. So that issue, we know veterans are committing suicide at very high rates. That's an issue that we addressed this last session. And then my younger sister is actually married to a veteran. So that's very near and dear to me as well. So.
And I understand, thank you for that. I'm sorry to jump ahead. I understand that one of your primary concerns in Arizona matches ours, and that is securing the border.
Most definitely. What's going on at the border right now is absolutely an emergency. If we had gotten Carrie Lake in, like we were all hoping, we had all sorts of plans. She was going to declare an emergency at the border so we could actually get it under control. It's not, whatever the news, the media reports is not even close to what's really happening. Most of the people that are coming over the border in the Tucson sector, the Tucson area, are not even from Mexico. They are from, 136 different countries, I think, of people that are crossing over. And I represent Tucson, and in the Tucson area, this is affecting us so much, specifically the business owners in Tucson. They are just, the homelessness has exploded. The fentanyl on the streets is out of control. These business owners in Tucson, a lot of them are shutting down. They're closing down shop because they just can't function anymore. They are having to get to their places of business 4 hours early to clean up needles and human feces and all of these things. And the border is only adding to all of those issues. So as a state legislator, your hands are somewhat tied with what you can do regarding the border because it's a federal issue. However, one of the issues that the Republican caucus is very unified on, because we only have a 1-seat majority right now in both the Senate and the House. So if you have a Republican get squishy on any issue, it can cause problems. But one issue that I've seen everybody united on is the border. And what we can do as a state legislature is make sure that our DPS officers and our sheriffs are well funded.
And that is why your race is so very important. Every seat is very important, and we want to help you retain that seat. And before we announce that, can you just comment a little bit on the Banana Republic persecutions in multiple states of the president and friends of mine in Georgia? And I read press that they were rumbling about it in Arizona with videotapes of Kelly Ward certifying the electors or something like that. So what are your thoughts on what's going on with the justice system in our country at this time?
I mean, it is absolutely asinine the way that it's being weaponized against citizens, U.S. citizens. Yes, there were rumblings. We were thinking that Katie Hobbs and the supposed Attorney General Chris Mays, we all know Abraham Hamadeh won that race, but we were hearing rumblings that they were thinking about doing the same thing. So we were kind of trying to get ahead of it. So far, they haven't, but this should not be a partisan issue. When we have our own justice system coming after American citizens to try to, President Trump is a citizen, and to try to come after him and persecute him this way should alarm everybody, regardless of political party. Because if they're going to do it to him, they're willing to do it to you, to all of us. So it is, I mean, my colleague in the legislature, he wanted to run a bill specifically about political persecution in Arizona. The language wasn't quite up to par. He's an attorney, but we had a couple of other representatives who are also attorneys that were a little concerned about the language. You don't want to, word something wrong in a piece of legislation where it could actually come back to bite you. So I think that they are working on really tuning that up, and it will be a bill that will run this next session. I will absolutely be a co-sponsor on it because it is a huge issue, obviously, with what is happening to President Trump.
Well, that is breaking news for us, and we will be fully supporting you on that effort. Thank you. And now I can announce that our organization has researched your term, and we are proud to endorse you and support you. So you have our full endorsement at Veterans for America First, better known as Veterans for Trump. So we appreciate you, Rachel, and anything we could do to help your campaign, just let us know.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's an honor to have your endorsement. We are getting word, some of the political establishment here in Arizona is, the McCain machine's alive and well, even though he's not. And we are hearing word that they are kind of trying to get together. I don't know if I'm assuming you're familiar with Karen Taylor Robeson with that name. Supposedly she's in on it, and they are actually specifically coming for people like me and my seatmates. Any Freedom Caucus, Arizona Freedom Caucus members are kind of under the gun right now. So these types of things mean a lot to us because we do rely on the people. We have the support of the people. We believe we are there to represent the people. That's why we have their support. So this is huge and an honor to have your backing as well.
Well, you're very welcome. And how can people find your website?
So they can actually find me. It's Jones for Arizona, FORArizona.com. One of the necessary evils of politics is money, unfortunately. So I have a really quick link for that. It's donatetorachel.com. And like I said, every dollar counts for grassroots candidates like myself. And as long as I can stay in there, I'm going to keep fighting for the people.
Well, thank you, Rachel. Keep up the good work in the Freedom Caucus out there in Arizona. And we'll get this endorsement out in a couple of days and get it live. And thank you again, ma'am.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Stan.
You're welcome. Bye-bye now.
Bye.